The Hockomock Spook Lights are one of USA's oldest mysteries. We're heading into the swamp to investigate. We'll meet witnesses who feared for their lives.
At that point, I was thinking, I think I'm going to get out of here.
And visit cutting-edge labs in our quest for the answers.
The light seems to dance around like it's almost alive.
This is a strange world. There is so much we can't explain.
I'm Moran, and I've been investigating stories of the unexplained with my partner Skirman here for more than 20 years.
We've witnessed things that just don't stack up. Holy shit, what is that? We've talked to people whose lives have been changed by what they've seen.
We're on a mission to discover the truth behind some of life's weirdest phenomena.
Welcome, Our Strange World.
We're in the Hockomock Swamp in southern Massachusetts, investigating reports of spook lights. Ghostly balls of light have been appearing over this wetland for centuries. It's one of the USA's oldest mysteries.
As swamps go, this one is about as swampy as it gets. If we're going to see spook lights, my bet is this would be the place to look for them.
Native Americans called this swamp a place where evil spirits dwell.
You know, walking through this swamp, I can really see why our ancestors had such myths and superstitions about them.
Some witnesses describe spook lights as glowing orbs with a mind of their own. 2 hours into our swamp stakeout, we see something.
Look, what's that light?
Could this be a spook light? It looks very similar to other sightings, but we can't be sure. Our search continues, but the rest of the night is a bust.
We're getting eaten alive out here. We need more information.
To understand what we've seen, we're going to need to find other credible witnesses.
So today we did what we do best, and that's troll through the local diners and taverns looking for somebody in the know. Eventually we were led to a man named Randy Julius, who apparently lives out here in the Hockomock and knows the swamp like the back of his hand.
Look at this place.
We didn't wander onto the set of Duck Dynasty, did we?
Randy's a great lead.
Some people have seen lights that they thought were UFOs. Some police have testified to actually getting calls and coming and seeing.
He's never seen spook lights himself, but knows a man who has. Joel Clemens was deer hunting before dawn when he had a spook light close encounter.
It was up in the air for a while, and then it started to get higher in the sky and larger. And as I stood here, I realized the reason that was happening was it was getting closer to me. At that point, I was thinking, I think I'm going to get out of here.
So you said it was kind of like coming after you. Did you feel it was kind of alive, or maybe a spirit or a alien or something?
Nothing was off the table at that point. I don't know what that is, but I am out of here.
Then Joel witnessed the spook light do something unheard of.
It got lower and lower and seemed to be going down. Then there was a brilliant flash from behind the cattails, as if a strobe light went off.
We saw something similar to Joel, and from what he said, I'm beginning to think spook lights might be a chemical reaction, but Skirman would like to believe there's a supernatural explanation.
So if you say if you believe in ghosts, then there are ghosts. If you don't believe in ghosts, there are no spirits.
No, even if you believe in ghosts, there are still no ghosts.
Well, that's your opinion.
The Hockomock Swamp sits in the Bridgewater Triangle, a hot spot for strange light phenomena. Spook lights, phantom fires, and bouncing glowing orbs have all been recorded here. Luann Jolly's investigating these phenomena and says she has evidence to explain them.
Luann, what makes this Bridgewater Triangle such a strange place?
I had one of the greatest experiences that I've ever had in my life here, and I just happened to be walking across the top of the rock, and when I looked up, I was just looking into the eyes of a Native American man.
Luann believes these spirits cause spook lights and has recorded their voices.
Let me hear this. Definitely a language, not just a static. What does it say?
Kitumpag.
What is it?
Kitumpag.
Oh, it's interesting.
Luann is genuine, but I'm far from convinced restless spirits can explain what we saw. Even Skirman's thinking about scientific explanations.
Okay, if it's not ghosts, what else have we got?
Well, I'm saying, it could be that. If not, we do have the swamp gas. All right, I can
Well, if
believe
that's
that
the case,
too.
then we should be able to replicate that formula in a lab somewhere, right? I mean, that's something we should look into.
At MIT in Boston, chemist George Zidane is the first scientist in the US attempting to recreate spook lights in the lab.
Great scientists observed the phenomenon themselves. Isaac Newton wrote about it. I think phosphine gas is generated either by rotting flesh or plants. That phosphine then reacts with oxygen to form a glow.
Phosphine is so explosive and toxic that his experiment takes place behind a reinforced shield.
Who is more of the daredevil here? Okay.
I guess I volunteer.
And close it.
The first phosphine reaction produces the smell of garlic.
I smell it.
You smell it? You smell it? Back away, you guys. Back
Oh
away.
yeah,
Back up.
and that's just one little drop.
That's one little drop, yeah.
George now initiates the most critical reaction. If this works, it'll be the first time it's ever been filmed.
Here we go.
Oh, there.
There, you see that?
Yeah.
The light seems to dance around like it's almost alive. So much for your spirits, Skirman.
Hey, just looks like a spirit or a ghost in a jar.
George has produced a classic spook light. I was skeptical before, but the science is convincing. It feels like we are close to proving gas could be responsible.
After our trip to MIT, we were curious to see if we could detect any gas present in this swamp. So we're pushing deep into the heart of the Hockomock with a gas meter.
Whew, that stinks.
That is what you call decomposition right there. Still no gas. Oh, bubbles. 6. Got as high as a 9. That was real gas right there.
Well, we did manage to find some gas here, but I think we're gonna have to spend a lot more time in this swamp, unfortunately, if we're gonna see any spook lights.
Coming up, we travel to Venezuela to investigate ball lightning over Lake Maracaibo and get closer than ever to spook lights in a Hockomock swamp.
Holy shit, what is that? It's Spook Lights.